All right. We are live. Welcome to The Lion Show. Thank you so much for being here today. Again, we are on a mission to help people make more money and save more money. Today, I really want to talk about something that I'm really excited about. It's just like I have a lot of these epiphanies though. But I've really come to the conclusion that if you really want the simplest formula for success, this is it. You just have to have a strategy. You have to execute your strategy, and then you'll get a reward. Whether that reward works or not means that your strategy either needs to get fixed or it needs to get better. I'm going to move the mic real quick. But I love this idea of having a strategy for everything. I mean, everything we do should have a strategy. I think this is just so big for me because I'm somebody who just executes. I do and I do and I do, and then I get a reward. This is just that extra step, that extra little idea in our mind that we need that strategy before we do stuff. Because especially online stuff or especially money making things, you got to have a strategy. You got to do it right. Whether it's investing, whether it's just making money, whether it's spending your time on things to make money, to just live your best life possible. It's incredibly important that you have a money strategy. So let's talk about money strategies. Feel free to steal mine. My money strategy is to have $1 million saved with not including interest, not including anything else in 25 years. So in 25 years, I'm going to be there. And in order for me to hit my goal, I have to save $110 every day. Now, to a lot of people, what would an extra $110 a day do for you? That's what, $770 a week, so on and so forth for the month. That's a lot of money. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to build these passive income assets, right? All on the internet, all online. Probably going to tap into some real estate, so on and so forth. But we just start with the very, very basic affiliate marketing stuff on YouTube or podcasts or just on social medias in general, where you can start making that $1 a day. And then we're going to ramp it up to $110. These are going to be active, but they're also going to be businesses that if I step away after I do the right work, after I have that strategy, I have that strategy session with myself that this is what we're doing to get to this point where we're going to make $110 per day possible, right? And then beyond, of course, we want to go beyond, but that's what I want to be saving. That's what I want to be investing every day. I want to actually be very actively investing more and more money, up to $110 a day. So that's my goal. So for my strategy, what I'm going to do, right, to do that, I just told you I'm going to build these businesses, but I'm also going to budget so much hardcore more. So much hardcore more. But I'm going to track every dollar that goes in my life and then goes out of my life. How I'm doing this is on a Google spreadsheet on my phone, of course. It's just a sheets that I can have anywhere as long as I'm online, and I'll probably even do it in an Excel thing too. But it's called the Millionaire Minute, right? So every time you make a purchase, I mean, how many purchases do you make a day? It can't be more than 10. If it's more than 10, you have a problem. But you got to track those because those purchases are the difference between poverty and saving. We went over the value of $1 last time. We went over the value of saving $1, investing it, and then having compound interest, the most powerful invention of man, work to your benefit. So tracking every dollar, every time you spend $1, you sit back, I open up my little phone, I go to my Google Sheets, and I just say, for this month, this is the purchase, and then this is the category. There's 10 categories that you need to be tracking at all times. And you basically just say, what was the money event, the time, the date, how much, right? And then what category was this? Was this just for fun? Was this for work? Was this for your housing? Was this for your car, for your phone, whatever it is. And this extra minute might seem tedious. People can make all kinds of excuses. Oh, my spouse does this for me, or I just don't care. I have a bank account. But it makes you think. And then it also makes you think before you buy that thing that you're going to have to do this because this is important to you and this is what you're doing from now on. Now, the next thing that's really going to kick ass and be part of my strategy is if I really want to buy something that I wasn't planning on, right? I'm going to buy it tomorrow. Okay. Because I was listening to somebody talk about spending money. And the reason we go shopping, we all go shopping for fun sometimes. We get that dopamine rush. And it turns out that we actually get the dopamine rush when we're in anticipation of buying that thing, right? So that's why window shopping can actually be very healthy for your checkbook. So you go, you look at it, you say, okay, I'm going to buy that tomorrow. Not only does it get you more dopamine, but it also might use all the dopamine of the idea of even purchasing it up while you sleep on it. Now, the next thing that's so cool about this is if you don't buy it, what you can do is you can pay yourself. I think this is phenomenal, right? So say you're going to buy something for $30. You really want it, but you're like, all right, I'm just going to sleep on it. So then the next day comes and you say, I don't really want that thing. Pay yourself. Invest $30 into your savings account, into your stock portfolio, into something else that's going to be money for your future. I really think this is such a good strategy, and I'm really going to try and implement it more and more in my life whenever I want to buy things, whenever it's spontaneous buys, and be investing in my future more than I am right now. I think it's such a great goal to always be thinking about sending your money in a tube to your future self because you love yourself and you love your future self. Getting older, we don't feel as good. We don't want to work as much. We want to do more of the things that we love. Wouldn't it be nice to send your future self, the beat up person that you put through every day in the future, some free money? That's yourself. That's a great thing to do. And I think it's just such a good strategy to have. So whenever you're about to make a purchase, of course, $30 was kind of a small purchase. So say it's like 100 or 200 or something bucks. Instead of buying it, right? First you wait the day. And then if you're like, I don't really need that because all the dopamine of buying it is gone. You don't need that stuff. Pay yourself in the future, put it into your investment, put it in your portfolio, earn that money. And I know that can be taken out of context. You can be like, oh, I saved $1 billion because I didn't buy all those Lamborghinis, but whatever, screw that. Pay yourself, have fun with it, right? And then other things that you can do is when you do save money, figure out a few free fun things that you can do. I like taking my dog for a walk. I don't know if that's the reward, but I like playing guitar. I like making music. Like instead of giving yourself that dopamine rush, make yourself like the most ballin' omelet or cheeseburger you've ever made in your life. And then if you don't spend any money during the day, then you get to make that for yourself. You take that little bit of extra time to treat yourself right because you were being proactive, being smart, living your best life, but doing it in a more minimalist fashion. Because I know everybody thinks it's the best idea to have all these things and to really live extravagantly. And it's just not the truth. I don't know who we're trying to impress with all this shit. Instagram, YouTube, like whatever. Nobody cares. Really just take care of yourself. Stop buying all this flashy shit that you don't need. Think about the last pair of shoes you bought. I bought a pair of shoes. I mean, they're Air Force Ones and they're fresh as fuck. But I probably wore them like twice. They're $200 shoes. That means each time I've worn them, I cost myself $100. Like, come on. Like I either got to wear them more, but I just got to wear them around my house or something. But I don't need those things. What I need is that $200 to be putting into an investment that could be making me thousands of dollars in the future. So when you're thinking about these things, though, who are you trying to impress? You're not trying to impress anybody. You don't need to live beyond your means. And then when you finally do save all your freaking money and you actually have something that really matters to you, you'll be able to buy it. You'll be able to do that thing because you saved that money for your future. And again, we're talking about our strategies, about how we're going to control our money. Okay, we're going to budget. We're not going to buy random crap when we think about it because we're just, sexy hairless monkeys, but we got that animal brain where we just want dopamine all the time. We need something. We need that fix. Give me that sweet fix of shoes or whatever the heck it is. But it's better to take your money responsibilities away from your animal brain, away from your emotional brain and just use your logic and actually try and have fun being more frugal. Try and have fun not spending your money. Try and find ways to, get cheaper coffee instead of $4 iced coffee at Starbucks. Figure out how to, take as many stupid condiments from Taco Bell or whatever it is you can, just weird shit, but try and figure out how to spend less money and enjoy doing it. Once you start to get that dopamine kicking in, realizing, I can go out and have fun and not spend all my money at the bar. I could just be there, and then I can, live my own life spending less money. It's a great feeling to have more money as opposed to the feeling of having no money and you spent it on a bunch of crap that you can't do anything with anymore. So this has to be part of your strategy, your wise money strategy, right? So obviously spend less, make more. You gotta create multiple streams of income as well. And you have to have a strategy for each of these multiple streams of income. First of all, how you're going to do it, where you're going to find the time to do it. And then once it's built, how are you going to get out of it, but still have money pouring into your money tub, right? And while you're doing that, how can you start these businesses on a budget, spend less money, and be saving more money for your future, for the next thing? Figure out all these little things, but have that strategy in your mind. I also feel like we all have certain things that we could capitalize on to make more money, right? That we've done in the past, or we could sell stuff at the very minimum. I'm sure we have a whole bunch of crap that we could sell, and so we could save that money, or we could invest that money to start our multiple streams of income that we're going to have. Okay. Because for my strategy, again, have multiple streams of income that passively, all businesses that I don't need employees for, all businesses that I can do on a budget. And while I'm building these businesses, I'm going to find ways to have fun for free. I'm going to reward myself while I'm building these businesses. I'm going to set goals for these, quarterly goals, blah, blah, blah goals. And this is going to be all part of my strategy because I know how to make money from these. I'm just going to invest myself in first developing the key strategy that's going to be best use of my time, the best use of my future income that I'm going to make for it. And it's just all about having these set up ahead of time, before the execution, before we get to even the reward. And remember, we get more dopamine in the journey. We have more fun on the journey anyways, but the journey can be even better if we know what the heck we're doing, if we know where we're going. And then we strap ourselves to the mass and we just go for it, as opposed to just going for it and not knowing what the hell we're doing, especially with money. Because if you've ever been in a situation where you no longer have the money that you need, that's a stressful thing. That's like, zebras and animals out there, they're not stressed about bills. They can't be. Whereas human beings, we're stressed out about shit that hasn't even happened yet. We're stressed out about next year or next month, and it's not happening right now. And we have to live with that stress the whole time until it's there, and that can be very anxious. That's why so many people, I think, in America just have anxiety. And I'm not downplaying. My girlfriend has anxiety, and it's a serious physical thing, and it just can be triggered from things like that. Wouldn't it be nice to just take care of yourself, to start making more money now, to save more money now, so that you don't have to feel that stress? There's plenty of other things other than money to be stressed out about and to have a hard time. So it has to be part of your strategy is to be focused on your money and have your own money strategy. Depending on how much money you make, it all depends, not depending on how much money you make, but what I mean to say is depending on your money situation. I'm an entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses. I have lots of different things going on, and money comes in at different times. It's never the same amount, and it's always difficult for me to totally make a complete fluid budget. But if I keep making streams of income and I keep plugging up holes, I keep plugging up things that are taking money away from me that aren't contributing to my fulfillment, to my future, to my best self, then I'm going to be better. And then I love this concept of becoming an autopreneur, right? Where it's automatically deducted out of my bank account and invested into something that I believe in, something that's going to make me money 5-10 years from now. So for you, if you do have a regular job, or exactly how much money you got coming in, make that budget, make that Google sheet even more dynamic, even more part of your strategy. Start to plan the next paycheck before you even get it. And instead of getting mad that you have to pay certain bills, just say, okay, well, maybe we can get rid of some of these bills on the next one. Or maybe if we pay a little bit more on this bill, we can get up to even less debt and get out of all these things that we have. I really think my money strategy also has a lot about becoming more of a minimalist. Only thing I really want to buy is a ton of land. I'm obsessed with land. But for my own sanity, I don't like getting locked in to big purchases anymore. I've had so many things go south where I had like $30,000 on this car that me and my ex-wife bought, and we wound up breaking up, and then she had the car and couldn't pay for it, and then I had to come back and take care of the payments, and I just got hosed. And ever since that life lesson where $30,000 on a car that we don't even have because it got repoed, I've never liked getting into these very large things. I don't need $1 million house. I just need like a shop where I can work, and I need like a nice place to live, And when I have these in mind, though, I now know what I would like my financial future to be. I know what my strategy is going to be. If I can purchase real estate at a severe discount and have people pay me, and that can become a new form of income, I'll do it. I'm not just going to go directly into debt. One of the key pillars of your money smart and money skills is avoiding debt and getting assets, things that are going to pay you, but not things that are going to pay you that are going to cause you so much pain that they're not worth it. I like the idea of creating these businesses, creating these multiple streams of income, very low overhead, no employees or very few employees, and that make a lot of money. We're talking like coaching, courses, affiliate marketing. We're going to get into all these going forward. Right now, we're creating our money strategy. We have to know ourselves. If we know that we spend too much money, we have to come up with a strategy to combat that and then reward ourselves for having that badass strategy and then executing it. And then we'll get the reward eventually. But the first part is that money strategy. And it doesn't start tomorrow. It starts today. Okay. It starts with thinking right now, how can I be a little bit better with my money? Instead of buying food, going out all the time, go figure out a way that you can get good food at a good price and cook for yourself for the rest of the week so you don't have to go out for the next 7 days. Take the steps now that are going to make a difference in your life tomorrow. And it doesn't happen tomorrow. It happens right now in this moment, because you're going to forget about this otherwise. If you don't sit down and make a strategy, think about what could happen if you do make this strategy. If you have this bulletproof plan of what you're going to do with your money for the next 25 years. That's a big fucking thing. But what are you going to do right now for your money? You're going to sit down, you're going to make a little strategy of what you're going to do for the next month, for the next year, for the next week, whatever it is. And then you'll get in the habit of creating a better money strategy, right? You'll get bored with the original money strategy, and you'll start to say, oh, I could do this much better. I could spend this much less. I could actually make this new business because I have this idea, and I think it's going to work because I have that strategy. This is all very crucial to moving forward with your money skills, with your money life, with your money mind, with your money everything. I don't like being obsessed with money, but I like not having to worry about money, right? Like I said, there's lots of other shit that we can worry about. So if you have the money strategy of ways that you're going to spend less and make more, right? Get out of debt, pay off whatever the hell else you can to get away from that sort of idea, or figure out if your debt and your money situation is so extravagant, so massive that you just don't know what to do anymore and you're stressed out about it, ask yourself, what would this look like if it was simple? I've actually filed for bankruptcy. It was because when I was in the military, I got married. We racked up all this fucking debt. And as soon as we got divorced, like I wanted to get out from under it. I just wanted a fresh start. And I couldn't figure out any other way. And I was nowhere near as smart as I am now. I would have done probably a lot of things different, but I just did it because I needed that fresh start. And it worked out fine. I mean, everything's cool. It's on my record for 7 years or whatever, but I was young. I haven't really had any fucking problems. I still get car loans. I can still go look at real estate and things like that. Like, I don't care. So there's always an option. There's always a simpler way. I'm not saying everybody should go file bankruptcy. Not at all. But I'm saying it's important to know that you have options, to not get overwhelmed and then do nothing, right? It's important to know that I'm going to make a strategy right now that's going to put me on a path with my money, with my financial situation, to live the life I want, to live a better life. You got to set your goals. Like, how much do you want? What is your goal? Is it $500 million? And at the beginning, I made a whole plan, a whole strategy just to make $1 million, have it all saved away passively in 25 years. And I'm fine with that. That makes me happy. I can pay all my bills. And as long as I have these passive incomes that are making $110 a day and more, because I want some money too. I don't just want to just throw all this money into some saving accounts that I never see. I want to make more than $110, but I have a goal. I have a strategy on how I'm going to get there, how I'm going to get to that $110 per day going into my trading account. And I'm going to be investing that. That's my strategy. That's my goal. I'm going to spend less money, make more money, build more massive passive income for myself, for my life. And I really like building businesses a lot more than I like investing in the stock market. So when these things actually start to go, if I can invest $110 and it does automatically return, and I can see that on paper and I can see it, I'm probably going to shift from there to there. But just knowing that this is what I'm doing now, this is my strategy on how I'm going to move forward with my money, with my currency, it is very empowering. It also gives you goals. It gives you a vision of where you're going. These are all incredibly important instead of just floating in the wind and saying, oh, life will just happen to me. I feel like we've tried that and shit doesn't always work out. If you don't take control of your life, life will take control of you, and you're not going to like what happens. If you look into the nature, like when shit's just like lollygagging, like terrible things happen. Deers get hit by cars, fucking animals rip each other apart. Like, you got to have a plan. Things starve to death. Like, you got to have a plan in this crazy world, and it's good to create your strategy now. Your main strategy should be, how are you going to track every dollar that goes in and goes out of your life? How are you going to create new income, right? And that's going to help you get out of debt and get all these things. And then how are you going to spend less money? I think those are like the three key things for when you're thinking of your strategy. And it can be real basic. It doesn't have to be real complicated. In fact, the simpler your strategy is, I think the happier you're going to be, because then you can check yourself at the end of the day. You can say, I did not very great on my strategy, but tomorrow. And then when you wake up in the morning, you can say, today I'm going to be the best that I possibly can with my money strategy. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to run with it. So I think this goes into a lot deeper things, more than just money. It could be anything in life. You got to have that strategy, have those tactics, and at least write them down. Get them out of your head, draw them if you don't want to write them, or speak them on a recorder and then listen to it again every day or something like that. Or whenever you meditate, have a mantra and say, this is my strategy and this is what I'm doing right now. And then when you're going to be creating these multiple streams of income, it's important that you can focus and then you can scatter, right? And then you can come back and you can focus and then scatter. But you want to focus until you have that new source of income, until you have that new money rolling in. And you want to focus on your strategy, right? Until you see it working, and then you can scatter a little bit, reassess your life, and then come back and just be super focused again on your budget, on making more money, on spending less money, and moving towards your financial goal. Make the dominoes all fall. If the dominoes are all on a line, they're all going to fall, and you have that strategy now. You built it. They're all going to go, and what's it going to be at the end of the road is going to be retirement, love, your life, do things, be able to take care of your family, all the important things, as opposed to if you just push one domino and then you have nothing else lined up, or everything's all just jacked up. Like, it's important to have your goal, set yourself up for success. That's probably one of the most important things I learned when I was younger, is just set yourself up for success. If you're building a fire, you got to gather all the stuff, and then you want to set yourself up for success so that you're not cold. And you just want to live your good life. So the most important thing of all this is create your strategy and then be consistent with it. And I really like, again, paying yourself when you're good with your money. Pay your future self. Invest in something you're interested in. Or, try. Yeah. It's just very important to be consistent, reward yourself, find free ways to have fun, stop buying shit you don't need. You know, that's the only thing. I love marketing. I love it. It's what I do. But when I read a bunch of books on Buddhism, and it's like, do unto others and as you want others to do unto you. It's the same thing in Bible and everything else. Buddha is like, I see the light in you, you see the light in me, or whatever. But it's important to know that every single day you are getting bombarded with ads. You are getting just hammered. And one of those ads is going to get you, right? Not even an ad. You can just be at Walmart getting your food, and one of those colorful things is going to get you. It's going to kick all your senses, right? So to have a strategy that like right now, you don't have all the willpower that you should have. Maybe I'll buy it tomorrow. Like that could be a good part of your strategy, because like I said, those marketers are going to get you. We're vicious there, and there's a lot of people that are a lot worse than I am, and a lot better at it than I am too. So they know how to get you. They know where to follow you. They know to target you at night when you're weakest. And if you have this strategy though, and you know what you're doing, and you know that there's going to be a great reward at the end of all this, and then you reward yourself slowly. You got to pay yourself. I'm not saying like just be completely broke and hate life. Like pay yourself, but have a strategy for making money, for having that profit, for having that small percentage of your life getting better and better and better. Over time, compound interest, you'll be able to do more. You'll be able to live a better life because you took the time now to have a strategy, and you executed that strategy, and you'll get the reward. That's how life goes. That's how life works. It is that simple. You will get the reward if you put in the work, if you put in the time. All right. We will meet again on the next episode. I so appreciate you guys listening and checking it out. We are kicking ass. We're going to get you guys to making $110 a day to be a millionaire in 25 years. And then we'll figure out how to make even more money than that so you can become a millionaire even faster. But I think that's a good goal. Very doable. With everything I know, I got some secret, wicked wizard freaking stuff that we'll be able to make you guys some awesome money online, all on the internet. Create these multiple streams of income where you don't need any employees. In fact, you'll resent the idea of ever getting an employee, except for maybe a secretary to answer your phone. And that's where we're going. So stick around, stay tuned. Please like and share, comment, and just be awesome. Take care. Namaste.